Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Death Pain Podcast, the podcast open to everyone, especially El Desperado. Why not? My name is Luke. I'm your host of the Never Open Podcast, and with me, as always, Mr. Andy. Hello, Mr. Andy.
Hey, man. I'm here. You're here to do a special episode where we cover the Death Pain Invitacional thing with Jun Kasai and others.
Yes. In fact, there's 2 Junes. Yeah.
Junes in wrestling. Big time. That's a big time name. That's like
yeah. No Julys or Augusts though. That's very disappointing.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to talk about the pay-per-view of Death Pain Invitacional. But before we do that, let's do some professionalism. See if I can do it right this time, Mr. Andy. All right. There are ways that people can contact and interact with us if they wish to. We're on the Blue Sky. I am at Grumpy2EB. Mr. Guy is at Drucifer Tweets. Collectively, we are at neveropenpod.bluesky.social. If you want to send us a written or voice email, you can do that too. neveropenpod@gmail.com. And if you've got any of that Dasha Banks money, kick it our way. We have a Teespring store where you can buy merch that'll make you look never as fuck. Hey, I fucking crushed it. You can watch me crush it this time as opposed to the previous episode with the intro on YouTube. You can watch the other episodes too. Get us on YouTube, Never Open Podcast. Yeah. Which way's the beach? It's that way. Yeah. Only people who watch it could see me point where the beach.
You're very strong, Luke. I know that for a fact. The show was at Kurgan Hall, and it was packed and stacked in there. And we had no English commentary, which I love that. Tell me about the ring.
Ring is really cool. We got a black mat, and it's got I think some like the Death Pain Invitacional kind of logo thing on it as well. Not only that, there's no railings as anywhere, shape, or form, and the matting on the ground around the ring isn't the normal color. It is silver, so you've got this kind of black and white, so kind of silver vibe going, and it's pretty good. The thing about black is it'll pick up, it'll hide the blood, but that's fine. But it'll probably show up every single little bit of shard of glass that happens to be on the mat. So I thought it looked really cool, the whole setup. Yeah.
Yeah, the logo is white and it's huge. It's like the size of the ring with a little bit of lettering on top and bottom. And, it's the canvas, of course, that's black. But this is pretty neat. Now, the tarp that's on the ground, it's just a tarp. There's no mats or anything on the ground.
Stop.
It's just a tarp. And that's to catch the pools of blood and pieces of glass and table and skin and eyeball and whatever else might fall onto the floor. So that's exciting. We have the lady announcer from Freedom, and we've seen her before at Takataichi Mania. So, and this show is not Takataichi Mania. It's not. It's got a little tiny itsy bitsy bit of that. Like it's like 5% Takataichi Mania. You know.
Yeah, you're right. And it's also missing Taka and Taichi.
Right.
Not many of Despi's boys on the show, actually. So
there's nerds on the show. Oh, maybe a few, but not too many.
Apparently, according to you, Hideo Kojima, the video game developer, is in the crowd for this for some reason.
That's right.
And Zack Sabre Jr. is watching from up above, so that's nice. So he's not on the card, but he's supporting. He's ex-Suzuki Goon boy, so that's cool. And we start the show off. This is the pre-show match. It is Ryusuke Taguchi, Master Wato, and then we've got our boy's getting fucking paid. It's Murashima and the guy, the young lions that we like the most. So thank fuck they're on this.
Everybody does. I mean, I think everybody does.
I don't care if everybody does, Mr. Guy. We were on their train first.
Yeah,
we were the first ticket holders and passengers. Like
we knew him about. We were at the train station waiting before the train even got there. So.
We knew before even Yuji Nagata and Liger and all those trainers and shit knew.
We knew it was close or not close to the arena as well. So
that's right. Now, as with any show that we cover where we come across Japanese names that we've never seen before, I might butcher them. So be aware of that. And it's no ill will and or anything like that. It's just the guys on the scene. I'm not used to reading them out. So there is that. And sometimes it's hard to get their names said correctly when it's not English commentary, if you know what I mean, because the Japanese commentary talk really fast. So and then they swap the names over because that's how they do it in Japan. So there is that. So
it's nice
Taguchi,
when they just scream the names in unison, though. Like, then I get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then I get it. So.
All right. So it is Taguchi, Wato, Murashima, and the guy versus Tatsuto Takaiwa, Gentaro, Kengo, and Dragon Libre.
Dragon Libre. Ridiculous.
Libre, that's right. And Daiki Nagai wants to start. And he does start with a fucking smack to the face.
Yeah.
To the green-haired gentleman with the bandana, stealing Robbie Eagle shit there. It is. I think it's Takaiwa.
Yeah, I think that's Takaiwa. Now, these guys, other than the older gentlemen, these guys are all like young lions at Freedoms, because they're around the ring helping out later with the t-shirt on. So
yeah, they are. Yeah, both Dragon Libre and Takaiwa. So there's a chop battle between the guy and Takaiwa, and then the guy hits this gnarly looking crossbody, which I like, and then they kind of have this little feeling out moment. I'm like, oh, talking to guys pulling out some shit. I like it. Taguchi and this other old dude, is that Gentaro?
Yeah, Japanese Alec Baldwin, who is a wrestler. That's what he looked like. It is awesome.
So what's his name? Fuck you, that's his name.
Yeah, exactly.
I just want to go to the... Oh, I just want to go to that movie every time. What is that movie called again?
Glengarry Glen Ross.
Glen Ross. Oh, I fucking love that movie.
The leads are weak. You're weak.
Oh my god, he's only in one scene and he stole the whole fucking movie, didn't he?
Yeah, and that's a movie with Jack Lemmon in it. It's crazy.
Oh, dude, the whole Alan Arkin, it's
Yeah.
fucking all-star cast, man. All right, so Taguchi and Gentaro, they do some cool mat wrestling, and Taguchi gets put in a fucking bow and arrow. Murashima decides to stomp the fuck out of Dragon Libre. I'm like, oh, god damn. And then Murashima gets wailed on for a while by the Freedom guys. Kengo, who looks like a potato, he doesn't sell much. In fact, he does. We counted them. 4 bumps.
4 bumps, yeah. Very generous.
4 bumps. And he
was
does
very
look
generous.
like a potato.
As soon as I saw him, I was like, wait,
let's count the bumps.
So I was like, this is going to be 1 bump? Like, who's getting the 1 bump? That's what I was thinking.
And then he kept impressing you because then he started a second bump. Look, a second one.
I was shocked about that. I was also shocked because I thought, man, this guy's got wrestling figured out as an old guy. He doesn't run. But then later he runs a little bit, and I was like, "Wow, okay, maybe stop doing that." And you got it all figured out, you know.
Don't run till the end. That way you don't have to look gassed for the whole match. There you go. It's smart. Work smarter, not harder. So Murashima, he's like, "All right, Kengo, you're not gonna sell for me much. Fuck you, pals." Holy shit. Wato tags in and he does a zigzag on Kengo, and Kengo strikes me as an older dude who's not ever seen a zigzag and doesn't know how to take it and kind of falls on his back.
Bump. It's like, it's got to be one of the easiest moves to take. When you think, you bump.
Yeah.
That's it. Bump on your back. The same way that you learned how to. Just do that. That's how you do it.
Does that happen? No. Now, I see Taguchi getting slapped in the face, and it just feels wrong to me. Like, he's such a fun, loving wrestler dude, and just to see him just get rocked like that, I don't like it. And then Kengo puts a DVD on him. All right, I'll allow that. I like that move. Then he gets double stomped by Takaiwa. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Then a springboard corkscrew senton by Dragon Libre. I'm like, holy shit. Murashima power slams the fuck out of Kengo.
Yeah.
I hope Murashima, when he eventually comes back from excursion, keeps that power slam. I think he has to, man. He's really good at it. And Taguchi, he taps out Dragon and Libre. So there you go. Not a bad opener. It's fun.
Yeah, after the match, Gentaro tries to expose Taguchi, and he does, and then he exposes himself, and then they're running around with their butts out and stuff. And Milano's giggling. By the way, Milano's there, and you know, even the old guy is so funny. This is why I love Japanese professional wrestling. What happens right here? So all these guys are getting their ass out and threatening to get the other person's ass out, and the old guy, Kengo, who doesn't want to sell, he wants to shake everyone's hand on the other team, but he doesn't want to get anyone's ass out. But he walks over right in the middle of that, and they're like, whoa, whoa. And he's like, no, I just want to shake your hand. And they're like, okay. And we all get it. And it's like,
nothing can stop me from being a good sport.
It was just funny, you know, because they thought he was going for the ass, but he wasn't. So
No.
then we had a tease of something scary. I was worried because Milano and two guys I don't know, I think one of the guys is a New Japan guy, they're talking for a bit. And I'm like, uh-oh. Is this going to go on for a while? But luckily, we were watching this live, so we could have skipped this if that were the thing. But it's not. It's just like a minute. They're killing a minute, you know, and then we get this opening video packet. It's all about the main events and how they're going to be main eventing for the last time. It's last in a lifetime for Jun Kasai, unfortunately. He is 50 years old, by the way, so just something to mention before we talk about him later. So
he looks any age between the ages of like 35 and 75.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hard living.
It's a lot of deathmatch guys on this card, and you can tell them because their skin's all bumpy, you know, from all of the scars from the glass and stuff, which is okay, that's what you want to do with your life. That's up to you, you know. So Ishimori and Gato start the show, the actual show, versus Takashi and Mammoth Sasaki. So it's like, I don't know if they're brothers, but they both have the last name. There's Takashi and there's Mammoth. There's not a lot of difference between them as far as I could tell just from this one match. So they are the Sasaki guys. But they are deathmatch guys, clearly. And they bring weapons, like a shopping cart full of cans, like soda cans that have been cut in half. You know, what kind of soda would be the scariest soda to cut in half and then get like, thrown onto?
Any kind of lemon soda. Like, do you have Lift over there?
No.
Oh, what's the fucking lemon?
There's Sprite, you know.
Oh, right. So maybe
Squirt. There's something called
Squirt, right? Yeah. So any kind of lemon soda, or just any kind of Fanta, any kind of citric acid soda will work. You know.
I was gonna say maybe Faygo, just because you might get infected. You know what I mean? But let's see here. So that's what they got in the shopping cart, and so they chase the War Dogs to the back because the War Dogs are like, we didn't agree to do weapons. We're War Dogs. We're not War Dogs, you know. And basically, this is a ruse, though, so that they could get the guys in headlocks when they're coming out. That was dumb. There's heat on one of the Sasakis, and Gato uses some fun distractions. That's always fun. There's a hot tag to the other Sasaki guy, and both War Dogs feed in to take bumps for him, as you do. The other Sasaki guy, this is the best part of the match. He gets Gato down, and Gato's right, like, on his knees, and he looks at Gato and goes, "You motherfucker!" and kicks Gato and does the thrust kick. Like, that was funny, man. That made me laugh. So
that was fucking great.
I think it's the same dude does the superplex on Gato, but Ishimori breaks up the pin. There's a low blow and a Gato clutch, and everyone's like, "Oh, here we go!" But that gets broken up. Boo. Gato eye pokes so many times in this match, it is insane. It's crazy.
He's doing fuck your eye work, man.
Yeah. Now Sakamoto's the ref of this match, and he goes dead after Gato pushes him into one of the opponents, and the War Dogs try to use chairs, but the Freedom guys were born in chairs, Batman. So there's this like complicated chair neck thing, and Freedom guys win. Yay!
Yeah, freedom. You got to live in what you say, yeah.
Why don't we do this, Luke? Tell me about that match, but why don't I talk about this next match so that you talk about then you talk about the main event? Is that how that's going to work?
Well, I wanted to do at least one death match, and you could do the other. So can I do the Rina Yamashita one? All right.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Oh, do you want to do that? I can do the main event.
I figured you would do the main event because I know we should talk about this now. But I figured you should do the main event.
All right, we're professionals, everybody. That's how we do things. All right. Well, I like that match. I do like that Gato's doing irate shit and going, ask him Ask him if he gives up. Ask him.
Yeah.
That makes me fucking laugh. Yeah, this was fun, and I like seeing Taiji and Gato on the card. So yeah, cool. So all right, I will do.
You got the
this
yeah.
one.
I guess I shouldn't say anything because we should
Yeah.
just kept going like we were. What the fuck's
Yeah,
wrong with me?
exactly.
Why am I trying
Yeah.
to program in the middle of the show?
I'm gonna edit all this out, you fuck. No, I'm not doing that. All right, next we have Kosei Vegeta and Jun Masaoka. This is a nice little feeling out process by both guys.
This
at the
is
start.
awesome. This is
And
like
then the rest of the match.
This is some young guy that's like a big deal in freedoms, though. Clearly.
So they do this fun little feeling out process, and it's fine. And then the rest of the match, they look at each other and it's like, "Hey Vegeta, I think I hate you." And Vegeta's like, "I think I hate you too. Let's just fucking kill each other." Holy shit.
It's very stiff, this match.
In fact, I think that maybe that doesn't start after the feeling out. It starts when Vegeta respects the rope break, and then Masaoka just fucking slaps him in the face, and he's like, "Oh yeah." So Jun is taking the heel role in this match. So he's going to do all sorts of little asshole things. Who was that guy in the Best of the Super Juniors with the curly hair that great moves, but also is a total dick? Who was
Blake
that guy?
Christian?
Yeah. They got different move sets and all that kind of stuff, but it's that similar kind of vibe. I'm a really good wrestler, but I'm also a fucking prick. So I'm gonna So there's one moment where Vegeta's lying on his belly on the mat, like a drop down, and then Jun just whacks him right in the face with his foot. Like, fuck you.
Like he's gonna keep running, but he stops.
Yeah.
Like Kenta used to do that.
That's right. There's a part where Masaoka gets Vegeta into a Russian leg sweep position, but they go forwards. Just think of the Miz's finisher, but it looks cool.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was. There's Vegeta chops I don't know how he does it, but Vegeta's got shotgun chops, man. Like every time he chops someone, it's loud. Love his chops. Oh damn!
They look like
chops.
They hurt too. It's like the tips of his fingers. He's like making a whip crack sound. It's like
yeah.
That's how you make it hurt.
yeah. I don't need them to be chest bleedy. I just need it to look like it hurts. It doesn't have to
sound like it hurts, right?
Yeah, right. Exactly. And then Vegeta's like, "Since you were a prick, I'm going to put you in a brab." But excuse me, Masaoka makes the ropes. This match goes fucking hard.
It's really good.
It's really cool. There's amazing offense. Like Jun, he shoves the ref, which is Sakamoto, and that's like a kick to the nuts, but not the usual kind, like the front of his foot. I don't know. You don't really see low blows like that often. Ouchie. And he has really interesting kind of offense, which I really like. There's also fucking Vegeta catching Jun Masaoka and doing a release, amazing like catch and release German suplex. My fucking god, it is fucking incredible. These guys just tear it up. And I'm going to sound bad for saying this because I do like the rest of the show, but this was my favorite match on the card.
It's by far the best match on the show. By far, this is the best.
Oh my god, it's not just me. All right. Thank you. Look, I like and respect like everything else that follows this. It's fine, but two juniors tearing it up in a match like this with interesting offense, gnarly moves, just two guys like this. Like this made me go, oh, Vegeta. How old is he? Half our age. Fuck. And he's already doing matches with guys I don't know. And by the end of that match, I'm like, I would like to see Jun Masaoka again. And Vegeta even makes you believe that this guy can beat him. He's not going to lose because he's the number one contender to Despi's title. Right. But I wrote to you as this match is going on, I'm like, I think Vegeta's an elevator. I think that's what we're seeing here. Man, he will make you believe that he's going to lose and stuff. And then he makes not Clark Connors. He makes Jun Masaoka tap out Clark Connor style, with that move where he grabs the arms back. Oh, that's not working. I'm just going to grab you by the freaking chin and neck and just pull you rip your soul out of your body or some shit. And then Vegeta offers his hand after the match, and then they smack each other in the face. So I would love to see these two wrestle again. And hey, New Japan, keep your eye on this Jun Masaoka guy. Fucking hell, he was great.
Yeah, he's very good, but how much of that was Fujita?
Yeah,
it's hard to
Fujita.
say with a match like this, because
Yeah.
Fujita was crushing it. And there's also the storyline of Fujita's there, has the spot because Desperado threw him a bone. That's why.
Oh yeah.
Right? Desperado's like, I'll face you later. I gotta do this thing with my friend now, but I'll give you a spot on my show. What do you think of that? You can face this guy. So Fujita, instead of coming in and dismissing his opponent, he went in and put on a show and showed everybody why he's the number one contender.
Yeah.
So I thought that would, like, that story and the match within the match that's going on here, that was top-notch pro wrestling. Now, this is the Japanese pro wrestling I like. That is what I want to watch. And I have come to the realization that I just can't be bothered with other kinds of wrestling. I don't know why. Every time I watch other types of wrestling, I go, man, I wish this was not this. I wish this was New Japan. And
I was just going to piggyback off you, and I'm 3 months, maybe a little less off watching AEW regularly, and I'm sure it's good. But I thought I'd be drawn back in maybe if the card's good or if there's storylines that have changed and it didn't come back. And I'm just really happy watching New Japan, dude. It's just what I want. Just give me that.
It's more than enough, too. It's more than enough,
I'm fully satiated with New Japan. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I thought this was the best match on the show. I thought it was fucking awesome, and I really liked it a lot. And it was great how this young guy from another company challenged Fujita, and Fujita fucking not only stood up to him and fucked him up. If there was any questions that needed answering, he answered them. If you know what I'm saying. So and then he went in there and put that guy over in a loss. That was big time. So that just shows how much of a pro he is. Oh, we did forget to mention there is news that and we should have said this at the top of the show, but Don Fale is actually not going to be in the New Japan G1 play-in thing. It's going to be Mr. Bread, which is another guy who can do that stuff. That's what made me think of it. I was like, man, Mr. Bread can do that too. He's like a guy that can step in that role or be that guy that brings another guy up. He should be champion.
Makes me think that the plan is always for Iwa to win and be in the fucking G1.
You don't say.
But I also condolences to Mr. Don Fale.
Of course,
lost a family member and stuff like that.
And that sucks. He just got some momentum, and now that happens.
Yeah, and I like him. We've always been fans of his. So yeah, hopefully he's all right, and we get to see him soon.
Next, Luke, we have a very, very long match. Maybe too long. It's Hardcore Rule. So that's what it is. And it's Rina Yamashita and X versus Masashi Takeda and Kenji Fujimoto. Now, I don't know which is which, but one of them is Face Paint Guy, and one of them
is
Kenji. Okay, Kenji is Face Paint Guy, and Takeda is not Face Paint Guy. I have another name from him. I can't think what it is right now. But so who is X, Luke?
Oh my god. It is fucking Suzu Suzuki. Yay. Oh, hell yeah.
We were all fired up. This and the main event is the 5% of Takataichi Mania that's on the show, It's Suzu Suzuki always is on those shows, and that's fun, or has been at least on 2 of them. And this is, by the way, so it's 2 ladies versus 2 guys, right? And that does not play into the match other than the guys always look physically stronger, but that's just the way it is. So there's nothing. But here's the biggest thing. Is that not only are these folks here, not only is Suzu Suzuki here, but her biggest fan is there too. Deathmatch Marty Asami. That's his new nickname. He is there. That was a big highlight of the show, is Marty just showing up for this match.
I saw Sakamoto there and I was like, wait, if Sakamoto's there, all right, we might get Kenta Sato. Yeah. Fine. I like him too. He might be my second favorite ref, Kenta Sato.
Yeah, he's okay.
But a distant second, because the best referee in the world is on Death Pain Invitacional, which means He got an Invitacional,
Yeah,
and
that's
here
right.
he is.
He got paid too. It's awesome. So I love that, man. And so the Takeda and Fujimoto guys, they look like seasoned deathmatch wrestlers. They have all kinds of weapons and shit. And Rina is a lady wrestler, ex-Suzu Suzuki. She has a paper and a stapler. Do you know how the stapler gimmick works, Luke?
No, tell me.
So there's just a few in there. That's what you do. So there's like 2 or 3 staples in there, but that's it. So like you do the one on the head, you do the one on the tongue, that's real. But then the one in the crotch, the one in the arm, the one in the butt, that's not real. So it's like you just got to do it once or twice. Some guys only do it once, and then the rest are fake, right? So it just depends. So that was kind of fun. I saw she had the stapler. She had like piece of paper that I'm assuming say "fuck you" on them or something. So
I hope so.
Come into play later, but so Rina and Face Paint Guy, they hit each other with weapons first, and shit goes everywhere. Rina, the one guy has a bat that has those cans of Fanta taped to them, you know, which is kind of silly, and it all just falls apart, makes a cool noise. So that's all you want from a deathmatch weapon. It falls apart, it makes a cool noise. That's it. So Rina gets a pop that can that's cut off. All right, and shoves it. It gets it shoved into her head. All right, and then she rolls out the plate. So she's the first one to start bleeding. Suzu and blonde wrestler, that's the other guy. They Blondie. They they wrestle. She teams up with Rina. And they bury the dude in chairs and hit the chairs with chairs. And Marty is like trying to act like he's doing something, so he just walks around and just yells stuff. He just goes, "Okay, yeah, no, yeah, okay."
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
There's no law and order for him to enforce. Right. You know, he's
but he has to do something. He has to be there, you know. So like whenever the action's big, he starts yelling just to make it seem bigger because he's in the periphery, and that's their job. You know, the ref is there to get up and get down and stuff. It's really funny. So,
you know, he's up to get down.
So let's see here. Suzuki makes the Blondie dude bleed, and he tries to throw her through a table, but the table no sells it. The dude stabs Suzuki in the head with scissors. He had brought out scissors taped to his leg or his shoe or something. So that's like his gimmick, and that's gross. But Face Paint Guy chokes her, and Marty is ordered to ask her the question, and he does it.
Give up.
Yeah, she doesn't give up though. Everybody's bleeding. One dude no sells getting slammed onto a chair. Then Suzuki slams Face Paint Guy onto chairs and then tags in Rina. There's tags, by the way. There's a big strike battle, and then Rina gets a shopping cart filled with cut up cans and stuff and tries to hit Face Paint, but she ends up getting suplexed onto all the cans, right? It's like a container full of cans. And then there's some dumb spots. There's a lot of dumb spots in this, but it's overall fun. You know, Suzuki takes out people's paper to Blondie's head, then one to his tongue. Then he gets some offense in and no sells the staples, but he's running around doing moves with this fucking paper on his head. He's got
fucking
sticking
fun.
out his mouth on his head. That's just pretty funny. Then one of the guys had brought out a Super Nintendo. I couldn't tell what game it was, but they showed it for a second, and I was like, that's some Japanese game I don't know about, man. But they like Suzuki's like power bombs the Blondie dude right onto the Super Nintendo, and that was fun. So they hit big moves on each other, and Nina tags in. I don't know. There's tags. She tries ass to mouth, but eats a shopping cart. All right. Then top rope senton with chairs on Rina, but Suzuki breaks it up. Then she gets the ass to mouth on the chairs, but blonde guy kicks out. That was Rina that got that. But Face Paint hits a package pile driver on Suzuki. Nina gets killed with chairs and takes a finisher on the chairs, kicks out a bunch, then finally doesn't. It was very long. It was fun, you know, but
I enjoy this. There's some things in this I like. I like the Super Nintendo stuff. That makes me fucking laugh. There is the Aftermouth or the Deadeye. Just think of a Deadeye, listeners. That's what we're calling an Aftermouth from, Andy's always called it that. I've only just started. I'm slow on the uptake sometimes.
Well, if you want to be more correct, you could call it the ATM, you know. So.
Yeah. I like the Uranagi that Suzu takes into the chair. That's fucking gnarly. I love Uranagis. There's a lot of fun stuff in here. Kenji with the face paint. I like it when the blood runs down his face paint. That's
cool.
fucking gnarly. I always like that kind of stuff. I would agree. I like this match, but maybe I'm just an old fucking lameoid or some shit now. But I'm happy with normal wrestling matches. Maybe that I don't know. I see people doing this to each other, and like 20-year-old me would have fucking made multiple various kinds of messes in his trousers and his pantaloons. 42-year-old Luke is just like, that's fun. Please be okay. And I'm sure they are, and they're trained and they know what they're doing. But yeah, it was fun, and yeah, usually with dudes versus ladies, there's more of this, I'm man, I'm strong, you just weak woman. Instead, it didn't really feel like that so much. And it was just felt like, in terms of, you seen a junior versus wrestle a senior?
Right.
It was that.
Yeah, it was like that.
So I am going to get you to talk about the next match.
Yeah, the next match is a tag match that's more up our alley, but still, it's short and it's just something fun. It's Boltin Oleg and Toru Sugiura versus Tomohiro Hirata and Toru Yano. It's the battle of the Torus. And
I love it.
And for some reason, Yano is super over, like the most he's ever been over on this night. It is insane. Like, the place is going bonkers for him, and anything he does is magic. So to the crowd. So the other the Segura Toru, he is a sneaky guy as well. Right. So he's kind of a sneaky fucker as well, and that's kind of fun. But one thing that is never really addressed in here is that Boltin Oleg is like Yano's tag partner for Stank Belt, supremacy. So it's like, that's really never addressed here. He's just like, oh, that's another guy that I got to beat up, so I'll just beat him up. It's just kind of funny. And he looks pretty good wearing the Never Belt.
Yeah, he does.
It doesn't look gigantic on him. It looks like normal belt size because he's big. But
because
anyway,
he's a bad motherfucker. Yeah.
So we had, and Marty, he made Marty put him on him after the show. Like, before he went out there, he's like, come here, Marty. That's great. So Bars and Hirata start, and this guy Hirata is a giant man, and so these guys have big guy heat, and they gotta figure this out. We gotta figure out who's the biggest big man, right? So Boltin gets a huge reaction for hitting a shoulder tackle. Yano's getting cheers just for standing there. He tags in versus the other Toru, and they both agree that the crowd should chant for Toru. Like, at first they kind of disagree. They should chant chant for Toru for sure, right? So,
no, I'm chant for me. It's right. Like that. It reminded me of that meme of like the cartoon Spider-Man's just pointing at each other or something,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bars beats up Yano a lot in this match, proving that he is truly unaffiliated. Which I kind of
take this, nerd.
Hirata gets a huge spear on Boltin, and a big man dive to the floor through the ropes. That was pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
He also does a Vader bomb on Boltin for 2, and I was like, he is losing. Like, there's no way he's winning after doing that to the Never Title champion. Get the fuck out of here. So not only is he going to lose, but Bars is going to pick him up and fucking shimmy shake him right in front of everybody.
It was fucking massive. Hirata's not a small man.
That was awesome. So big guy tries a moonsault. He eats shit. The other Toru gets a pin for the win. Oh no, they did win. Fuck, I forgot. So right? No, Toru Yano. Who won? I don't know. I can't tell.
Toru Segura and Boltin Oleg win the match.
Oh, right. I forgot who was on here.
Toru Segura pins Hirata with a Zaka Driver.
That's right. That was fun.
Yeah.
I may have missed the finish. I don't know. But I thought the match was fun, and it was for Toru's supremacy, and Toru Yano's so over, and then he loses. That's great. So.
Yeah. So we get a bit of we've had a couple, right. Before this match started, we had some sweeping and cleaning to do. And we noticed that there's one young lion not putting in the fucking sweeping work. And maybe that's why us and the crowd always kind of, we're not into him as much as Daiki Nagai. And it's Masatori Yasuda. You can do it, man. Put your back into it. Fucking sweep that floor, bitch. Don't give me guys just giving you stank eye. Like, hurry the fuck up.
While he stands there and does nothing.
Yeah. He's the guy who holds the broom and just like has it above the ground a little bit and just pretending to sweep, making sure his bosses look, hey, I'm sweeping, see I'm working.
Now, oftentimes when you're at a show and they're doing the cleanup, in between matches and stuff, there's like a sweep, sweep, sweep chant. You get to cheer for the guy sweeping and shit. That's a lot of fun. I like that.
Yeah. But because that's going to definitely pay into the what happens after the main event. Because I know Yasuda must have had a lot of sweeping to do, and he deserves to fucking sweep after that.
Because they weren't just sweeping; they were setting shit up.
All right, maybe another part of my brain is death matches can be too long, and I think I would have liked the tag team death match, if not half the time, but maybe chop a 5-10 off. Yeah. And nice and tight. Now, I understand why these two go long. Despy's the champion. That's one thing. Also, this might be the last time these two wrestle against each other. So I get it. That's another reason why they're going long. They're going to go long. They're going to kind of bask in the moment together, and they're just going to fucking tear it up. And they're good. It's a good match. I think it's 20 minutes too long.
Well, it was like
I'm not bored.
Bell to Bell was 30 minutes. So I agree with you.
No. All right. So maybe 15 minutes too long. But because it is a good match. It's not boring. It's nothing like that. It's nothing like that. It's just, I just get, it's just old middle-aged dude thing of, man, I just, I gotta look away. Nah, I'm looking away. Look, all right. Stop dropping each other on your heads too. By the way, there's fucking so much glass everywhere. Stop it. By the way, two young lions, Yasuda and the guy, they start walking something out, and I'm like, are they walking? What are they fucking doing? There's nothing. They're not holding anything. And then I noticed they're holding a pane of glass. I'm like, oh,
so funny. Yeah, they're setting up all kinds of spots around the ring. So they get the glass panes in the corner. They do the like log cabin on like two sides with the fucking light tubes. And the guy that was setting this up, the guy that isn't Marty, that dude was putting those light tubes up like he's been doing it his whole life. He's like,
oh yeah,
like a fucking master. That shit was amazing.
Young Lions might have started putting it up slowly. He's like, no. Fuck this.
Yeah,
let me do this.
Get out of the way. I got this. Move out of the way, Yasuda. Go pick up your broom. So go walk around carrying nothing. But they also make like a table chair, it's like a table made out of chairs, that is on one side of the ring as well.
Yeah, that's right. So, man, it's half an hour, and I feel like I'm not a very bloodthirsty man. And I like it. I like some color. I like some blood every now and again, like I like seeing, I can appreciate a moment like Stone Cold in the Sharpshooter, with the blood down his face, shit like that. I can appreciate a really good, well done blood spot. And this match is good. It might not be 100% to my taste. So that's it. It's just, that's how it is. June brings flowers, and Despy, he brings a board with barbed wire. Tanahashi, Tanahashi is here, and June, he does a Sandman and bleeds before the match even begins.
I know, he was bleeding already. That was fucking insane. Now, when you say he brought flowers, you're saying he brought a board that was covered in light tubes, all right, and put that down on this thing that had flowers on. He put flowers on that, right? Yeah. So that's him bringing flowers.
So let me just, instead of just telling a blow by blow, let me just tell you some of the fucking gnarly shit that happens in this match, if you will indulge me, because it is quite long, but there are some spots that make me go, oh, and that's the reaction I kind of want. Every time I exclaim a snorty word or any kind of exclamation, Wilma, my dog listeners, always runs up to me, puts a paw on me to see if I'm okay.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey, you okay? You okay, Daddy? Yeah. Oh, I'm fine.
Daddy.
Yeah,
your dog refers to you as Daddy.
In my brain. She's my girl. Like, shut up.
Okay. Right.
I love my.
Okay, Daddy.
Fuck off. I'm cute with my dog, all right?
That's
Sue
right.
me.
Dogs are awesome.
Yeah, yes. We get strobe light battles. We get Despy gets. Oh man, they don't just bleed from the freaking Desperado's mask and total outfit is fucking amazing.
White, yeah.
Yep, to show up the red. So if he's not taking his mask off, wear a white mask. Oh my god.
Yeah,
That should be for
we
any
forgot to
wrestler
mention.
wearing a mask. If you're going to take bleed, wear a white mask.
Yeah,
That
it
should
looks
be a
awesome.
fucking standard.
We also should mention that the opening video package had a whole recap of every time Desperado's mask has come off too, except for that Hiromu match. And so, that was something I was expecting to happen in this match.
Yeah, I do too, because they drew attention to it. But it also highlighted kind of all the matches that they've had either on the same team or against each other and things like that. That's a pretty good package. There's lots of heavy metal playing too, so I'm like, up to right in my alley. There's all sorts of fucked up shit with chairs. There's a fucked up looking spine buster that happens onto. All right, you've got one strobe light, right? But you know how you can get like this light thing and you put a whole bunch of strobe lights in it. There's things like that, and they fuck each other up on those kinds of things. In fact, at one point,
like bundles of light tubes. They have like single light tubes. They have them hanging on the thing, and then they have bundles of them.
Yeah. Oh, dude, they whack each other with so many. You call them light tubes over there. We call them strobe lights. All right, so they whack each other so many times with so many. By the way, the fucking ropes have. It's like ammunition almost.
Yeah,
like strobe light. And they'll grab them for two reasons. One, to whack each other with, or in June's case, to sometimes whack himself with it.
Desperado does it too.
Yeah,
they both do it. It's like, it's so fucking dumb. I'm sorry. I hate that spot. I'm gonna hit myself. Then they don't matter, do they?
I think the only time it's really worked for me for a dude hitting himself for something is Sandman, because his character is I'm drunken dickhead.
Yeah.
You know. Oh, sorry. I say allegedly only his character.
I don't have any care about him or whatever he's doing.
No.
I saw him one time. He was like going nuts and doing the beer thing, right, with his stick during his entrance. And me and my buddy were like, we don't want beer all over us. And we had to like get away from him because he was spraying beer all over. We're like, I don't want fucking beer on myself. I get pulled over smelling like beer. I'm going to jail. So get the fuck away from me.
Yeah, no, you don't want DUIs, man. No, hell no. Hell no. So yeah, they'll do all that kind of stuff. I wonder if anyone at New Japan was like, tables don't sell for us, but these glass panes do. Maybe
explode,
glass tables. They kind of explode. And I can understand Marty being like, I don't need to be main event deathmatch, Marty, because I am not kneeling in this glass. It's a black mat, so you can see all the fucking glass on it, right?
Don't fuck up his silver shoes, man.
Yeah, right. He doesn't want to do.
He doesn't have silver deathmatch shoes just hanging out. You know what I mean?
He gets fucking blood on his shoes, and suddenly Red Shoes is there going like, "You're stealing my shit."
Yeah, he does. He's put his hands on his hips like that and everything.
Yeah, there's a spot where Despe he's laying down and he's got like a bundle of strobes on him, and fucking Jun Kasai gets on top of a ladder and then just splashes right on top of him, explode. All right, these two men are not just bleeding from the facial area. Their backs are also bleeding a lot because slam onto all the glass that's on the mat. Slam. More slam. DDT. Pile driver, DDT, pile driver. And sometimes they're slamming on their front too. So guess what? They're also got cuts and shit on their chest. There's bits of glass sticking out of their front and their back and their face. And all right, I will say, if you like these kinds of if you love these kinds of matches, dude, what are you doing listening to me? Watch Death Pain Invitacional. Both the death matches are right up your alley. You'll have a fucking amazing time. Absolutely, 100%. Me, I looked away. I had to look away a couple of times because I was just uncomfortable with how much. And then June kisses Despy, and I'm like, look, I understand. I've got enough. Kiss all you want, even slip in the tongue. Please don't do it while you're both fucking making Keiji Muto look like a wuss who never bladed. You know, like so much fucking. They're fucking covered in it, front and back.
What'd you think about it when Jun Kasai takes one of the like broken light tubes and just cuts his own chest and like starts bleeding from the chest?
I was like, no, what are you doing?
Why? It's stupid. Come on.
Dude, I used to hate it when I was a kid. I still hate it now. When the fucking Klingons would be like cutting their palms and shaking hands. I'm like, what are you?
Stop doing that.
Yeah, like a handshake would be fine. Like,
people always cut themselves in movies right there for any ritual. That's not a good place to cut yourself. There's all kinds of tendons and shit right there.
Yeah, right. You want to be able to close your hand. Don't do it on your right hand if you're right-handed, gentlemen. Like, you know what I mean? Or left pen.
Yeah, I can't play guitar anymore if I do that. So I got
that's right.
That's my picking hand.
I only do it if you can use both hands. You can be ambi-wangstress. That's what I call it. Anyway, yeah. So, and then we get to the kind of near fall portion of the match where there's less weapons, and I'm like, all right, okay, and more wrestling, but all the moves are pile driver, different kind of pile driver, this kind of pile driver, this kind of pile driver, and I'm just like, I know you guys are keeping each other safe, but man, that's a lot of, you're bleeding everywhere, you're slippery, you guys. I hope they're selling that they're a little gas, but they're stumbling around a bit. I'm like, please be okay. And you don't want to think that when you're watching a wrestling match. You just want to be able to get right into it. But they both look like fucking Carrie after the friggin' women have fucking dunked blood on him because she got her first period or something. You know what I mean? Like, you've seen Carrie.
I have.
Yeah, so they
it's
both
symbolic. The blood.
Yeah, I know. I know.
It's symbolic here as well, Luke. We just don't get it. So
no. So they're covered in an uncomfortable amount of blood, and then the match goes on for another 15 minutes, and they're still bleeding and got bits out of each other and stuff. So I never thought of myself as a big screamish dude. But I guess Despy and Jun Kasai, I'm like, hold my fucking beer. Oh my god. I don't understand sometimes when they do a move and the commentators don't say Pinche Loco, they call it something else, and then it's Pinche Loco. So they'll do some near falls and trading with pile drive moves, and it's pretty close kickouts from both guys. But we finally get the last Pinche Loco, and Desperado, he finally pins Jun Kasai, which I don't think he's ever done before.
Right.
There's lots of respect from both guys. They love each other, and this is how they wanted to express that. I get it. It's fine. Respect to you guys. You guys put yourselves through something like, oh, here, Luke, this is how it feels to take a strobe light. Bang. And that's the end of my deathmatch career right there, you know. So here's how you blade. Fuck that. I'm not doing that all the time. Get out of here. You know,
yeah, well, luckily we don't have to do any of that to watch it, you know, but I thought it was very tame for what it was, honestly. I thought we were going to get way more insane shit than this. And I thought that as a death match, it was just like pretty rote. Now, there were some good spots or big spots. Like, for example, they had set up that whole, you know, chair table thing on the outside with all the light tubes on it. So June set that up, so he's got to go through it, and he basically just jumps off a ladder with the skewers in his head and goes through all that. And I was like, I don't know. I thought it was pretty rote as a death match, just kind of like, you know, they did a couple things. It was fine. I didn't think they didn't do, and I didn't want anything crazy to happen. So that's fine with me. You know, like I didn't want them to bust out the fucking hypothermic needles or you know,
fucking explosives like that, right? And shit. Right?
Yeah. That's fine. Keep all that stuff for yourself. I thought this is fine. This is about as far as I want to go into the deathmatch, you know, genre. But I don't like this kind of wrestling. It's not bad. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that I don't like it. So I didn't really like this match at all. I thought it was just like, oh, okay, another light tube. Cool. Oh, you're going to hit a light tube? Oh, no, a move on a light tube. At no point did I consider that these guys were actually hurting themselves and actually hurting each other.
I wasn't so worried about the fucking light tubes being hit over any body part. The part that was getting to me was so much of the fucking glass, and they were rolling around in it, and just how much of it was stuck in them. That's what was getting to me.
It's gross.
Yeah. It's see, if you do a death match, normal selling is out the window. Right.
Yeah.
Because in a normal wrestling match, one chair shot, 1, 2, 3, one belt shot, 1, 2, 3, you cheated. A match like these, you down after one chair shot, you're a giant pussy, right?
Yeah.
Right. And then
you better not put your hands up.
Yeah, you're a fucking bitch. Yeah. So there's that as well. I can respect that these guys went out and did exactly what they wanted to do, and they had that match they wanted to have together, and I love them for it. My favorite thing happens though after the match, where Tanahashi for some reason goes to hand the belt, and Despy wants a hug, and Tanahashi's like, I don't think that's a good idea, and the crowd boos him. Boo. Okay then, so they hug, and then Tanahashi's looking like pretty suave in his suit. Now has blood on it. Now he looks like someone from Pulp Fiction or something, like with blood all over his suit. It's fucking cool.
That was so funny. They also brawled near him on purpose because he was there to like be the IWGP official, and he had the belt, and he sat there next to the belt and like protected it during the match. But they brawled over near him, and like they were fucking with him. It was funny. So, after the match, also Jun Kasai presented Desperado with yet another invitation. And it was to the Death Pain Invitacional 2035. If they're both alive in 2035, they will meet again in the ring. That was kind of the idea, which is a joke, by the way. So, I hope. But because I believe he's retiring, and hopefully when he retires, Although wrestlers never retire for real. But there's always another payday to be had. But I thought, how many
retirements did Terry Funk have? Really?
Yeah. I thought that I think the most emotional part of the whole show for me was Jun Kasai was cutting his promo after the match, and then he just starts bawling.
Yeah,
he
absolutely.
just fucking lost it, and I was like, that was emotional. That was, something. Not that everybody's got to cry to make me feel anything, but I definitely felt something there. Other than that, you could have kept this whole show except for Kosai Fujita and Jun Masaoka. That was fucking fantastic. The rest of it, you can keep that.
Yeah, I like this show. I like all the matches. I know I maybe didn't praise the main event or the other death match, and that's just a taste thing. Why did you get Death Pain Invitacional then? Because I wanted to fucking watch it. Shut up. Anyone asking that question out loud? And another thing I liked about it is, I don't know, we started at say 7:30 a.m. my time, and we were done before 10 o'clock. So
it was quick. Yeah, it was a quick show, and it was only 6 matches. I had myself convinced that there was going to be a 7th match for some reason. I was wrong, man. I'm glad I was wrong.
So I like that. It was nice and snappy, that kind of thing. Like if I'm watching Dominion, of course I want like 4 hours of that shit, like hook it up to my veins. But for a show like this, with because there's only like 2 major hardcore matches, and it's not, I was happy with the length of it. And I do appreciate seeing a whole bunch of dudes I'd never seen before, like Kenji and Masashi, the deathmatch guys. Jun Masaoka, I really like. The Vegeta match that's just our speed now, man. That's just how we go. When I was a kid, Mick Foley is God, and I like all the crazy shit he does. Now that I'm older, I'm just like, man, why'd you put yourself through all that? Fuck. Oh my God. Because you got to get over somehow, and I get
Foley's doing fine. He's doing fine. But yeah, he was a maniac.
Yeah, absolutely. I still love him, by the way. But
I know. He's kind of awesome. I still love his matches, like all of them. They're all awesome.
I love
WCW
shit.
stuff's fantastic, man.
Anytime you get him doing anything either with Terry Funk or against him,
Yeah.
that shit is fucking gold. It's like Terry who respects Mick Foley, and then Mick Foley who worships the ground that Terry Funk walks on, just beating the shit. It's like Desperado and Jin Kasai, isn't it?
Yeah.
In a way, so.
It is. Oh.
Yeah. So that's Death Pain Invitacional. I had fun, and I think I didn't, apart from maybe the main event where I was like, all right, I'm ready for this to end. Not because it's bad, but because, like, go have a shower and get yourselves some stitches.
Dude,
and shit,
all right. So a little insight. Don't have a lot of insight, but just a little. Apparently, the worst part of a death match is the part where you take a shower afterwards. That is the worst part because you have a million cuts on yourself, like a million. And you know, like someone has to pick all that glass out of you, but a lot of it's going to stay in there until you like wash off, and even some of it still is going to stay in there until you pick it out. So like that's like, imagine, you know, like you have a cut, you know, on your hand and you got to take a shower, kind of hurts, right? Imagine if you have that everywhere. You know?
I'll pass.
No thanks, right?
Besides, I loved seeing Suzu Suzuki as well, so like all this kind of stuff, and
she's awesome.
Yeah, so it was some gnarly stuff on the show. I'm glad I watched it. You know,
Yeah, me too.
I don't regret, you know, us getting the show and devouring it. And we didn't watch this live. We watched this a couple of days later together, which is pretty much just as good as live for me, because if I was watching live, there's a good chance I'd be watching it kind of by myself. So I didn't.
After the match, there were backstage comments, and Desperado was standing there with blood all over him and shit, and Fujita came up and squared up on him a little bit. So, you know, they forwarded the New Japan thing a little bit. This was, you know, not just New Japan adjacent. It was an actual IWGP match. I mean, Tanahashi was there in his bloody suit. So, you know, you know, it was, I don't know, it was important to cover, I guess. But, you know, I just really like New Japan. And that's what always happens whenever I watch other wrestling. I go, yeah, I wish this was New Japan. So.
Yeah, same. I think our next show is Tanahashi Jam.
Yeah, and he be jamming. He be jamming.
Be jamming and jamming and jamming and jamming. I love that song. Just like children of you. All right, I'll stop. But yeah, so that's our next show, which I think is when. Oh, all right. There is news about Tanahashi Jam.
Mm-hmm.
It's live in Japan, but not on World. We're not going to get it live on.
Really?
Chris was saying this on commentary. We're not going to get it live. We're going to get it a day or so later or some shit like that.
Interesting.
And I'm like, is that just for Japanese viewers? Because if it is, why don't you just block it off to the Japanese and let your friggin' English or international fucking viewers be able to watch it, right? Because look, you used to be able to just watch AEW shows on there if you're living in Japan and stuff, right? And Shingo or someone would do commentary, whatever the fuck. But if you weren't in Japan, you couldn't use World for that. So just do that.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. Well, I'll write them a letter. You know, I'll send them this recording and see what they say.
Yeah, you send it to them. Mm-hmm. Send them the video too, so they can see that. But anyway, I'm going to look like. Oh no, I can do it on here. All right. I was going to say I left my phone in the other room, so I can't read out a wrestler diary, but I can, and I'm going to, and I'm going to read out one by Shota Umino, Mr. Shooter himself.
Your favorite.
Yeah. There'll be a time where I'm all aboard the Shooter train. It's just, I'm not there right now. Hey, there was a time I wasn't on the Ibushi train because his booking was really fucking annoying.
Oh, he's back. So now you can get back on the Ibushi train. Choo-choo.
Choo-choo. It'll derail pretty quick somehow. I don't know how. Tease someone, his mum. That's how it starts. Episode 49, Chapter 4, dated April 22nd, 2025. All right, it's a mid-range diary. On April 17th, I was able to celebrate my birthday. I turned 28. This year marks my 10th anniversary in the industry. So many things have happened with the support of so many people. Thanks, Dad. This is not just true for me. I think there will be many more exciting things to come in the future. I'm sure there will also be many failures,
Oh, you think
hardships,
so?
suffering, setbacks, and regrets. Well, like, dude, you can have some kind of control over your life to minimize a lot of that. Why do you have to be like, there'll be many failures? And all this
Because
stuff.
he's trying to lay it on thick. It might be a joke, Luke. We'll see.
All right. I want to be able to enjoy these things. So I'll keep working hard to be able to enjoy the rest of this year with a smile on my face. You never fucking smile. Shingo Takagi. I respect him a lot as a wrestler and as someone who steps into the ring. What?
Both things. Both of those things. Well, Marty steps into the ring, but he's not a wrestler.
Okay, yeah. All right. Yep. All right, I gotcha. I think he's strong, tough, and an amazing wrestler. He's been sulking about his own unit, complaining and whining about the company, and says that he didn't know Naito was leaving. Oops. In Hiromu's article in Tokyo Sports, he says that they've been talking about it since last year. I don't know if he's telling the truth. Wasn't Hiromu the one who started all the rumors? Wow. Get into this. Even after he lost in the NJC, New Japan Cup, Takagi said a lot of unnecessary things like Fale should beat me. Oh, and he made some sarcastic comments backstage at Korakuen Hall. What is going to happen to Las Ingobernables de Japón? The ones who are the most worried about all this uncertainty are the fans, right? It's not me or the wrestlers causing all of this unease. It's Takagi who is making these fans feel uneasy. It's Takagi who is complaining about the company. And then there's the matter with social media. You were the ones who first stirred things up and brought up unnecessary topics from the past, weren't you? Well, maybe I was crossing the line with my comments about your past controversy, and I regret going too far. However, when you are causing trouble for me, how can you expect me to stay silent? Saying things like, I want to see your parents' faces. He has no motivation. He's not going to put on a good match. Is he even a professional? Can you really say these things to the fans who are looking forward to the match just to amuse yourself? As a wrestler, shouldn't focus on beating me in the ring and captivating the audience? He said it's a waste of time to stoop to my level, but that's what I should be saying about you. Whenever there are complaints or it has become inconvenient for him, he runs off to his hug box of fans and gets them to back him up. He has nothing interesting to say, and he can't stand up for himself, so he just does this. I thought he was a cool guy, but he's just lame.
That's fantastic.
If he is so unwilling to fight, he should apologize to the fans, complain to the company he's working for, and ask them to change the card. It's a waste of time for me to get involved, and if you can't stand being teased, then don't pick a fight you can't win. As I said on social media, I don't care about pointless sniping on social media, so let's have an exciting match in the ring. That's what I'm trying to say. That post you made afterwards was disrespectful to everyone.
That was something else. Like, that was tremendous.
Should have just...
I didn't do it. You did.
Should have just decided to cut a promo for his letter, for his diary.
I like it.
Yeah, some of his insults were like, I have a stupid face? No, you've got a stupid face.
All of his insults were that. Oh, I'm not the one who started it. You started it. It's awesome. Yeah, it's like
Jay,
eloquent 5-year-old.
Shooter's going on that short list of diaries we need more of. My God, along with like maybe Yoshihashi, Kanemaru, Goto. Oh my God, Wato. Oh my goodness.
That brought something out of you too, man. That was good.
Oh my God. You don't smile. Fucking what?
Maybe I crossed the line, but you crossed the line first. I was only crossing the line because you had already crossed it. So crossing the line didn't mean anything, because you did it. It's awesome.
Red Shoes is over his shoulder, reading his diary, going, 2 wrongs don't make a right, son. Shut up, Dad.
That's right. This is not the ring. You can't adjudicate here, Dad. You know, that's that's very funny. I like it.
Oh my God, what a way to end the show. That was a really good diary. And yeah, oh man, I love reading these. Might be one of our longest gimmicks, and I fucking love it. I love it. So another big shout out and thanks to Jay, who is nice enough to send us all of these wonderful, mostly wonderful diaries that we read out. It's interesting to see what they decide to type out for us to read and make fun of. Oh my goodness, man. Whew, that kind of pumped me up. I'm ready for their match now. Oh, they've already had it. And Shingo won. Oh, yeah, great.
Talked you into the building, but you were already there.
That's right. Oh, my goodness. That was, yeah. Oh, whew. And yeah, unless Mr. Andy has anything else that he'd like to say, that Super Nintendo bump was really, really cool.